So Matt, I just want to start by talking about Marie. She's such an incredible, inspirational woman. I'm sure it's quite an easy question about why you wanted to explore her life and commemorate her work on screen, but can you talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Marie was an amazing, courageous woman, and I think, my background is in documentary film, my background is as a journalist, and I think, it's a very, very personal film for me. I think I, felt very connected to what she stood for, her efforts to put a human face to conflicts around the world, and when I first read the script, it just seemed like a no-brainer for me.
And Arash, the process of working with Matt, I mean, he obviously brings this incredible journalistic instinct to working together, but can you talk about developing the story with him as well, too?
There was an incredible amount of research. I mean, it really, what Matt brought to what began as invention, because a drama begins with invention, and how do you tell a story? Matt brought sort of veracity and truth to it, and really for Marie, who really her work was about connecting the stories of people in conflict zones, people who are displaced, to people who sitting right here. I felt that Matt sort of understood that journey. He understood what Marie stood for, and really getting to the truth was the beginning and end of everything.
And Jamie, for you, working with Paul, who was on the set, what was that like, sort of basing a performance on someone who you were right?
Brilliant.
But Paul, what was it like teaching Jamie?
Teaching Jamie? What?
After you, sir.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I know it's invaluable as an actor. I've played real people 2 or 3 times before, but they've never been alive. And they've, and you're just, I've never been alive, and it's never been, then you're sort of pulling at whatever you can to grasp information from relatives or people who knew them, or artifacts or videos, whatever it may be. But to have the real person you're portraying there sort of omnipresent at all times was incredible. It sort of feels like cheating a wee bit when, Roz is between takes, so she's got her phone and she's consuming all this, stuff of Marie and audio and video, and I can just walk over to the guy I'm playing, and he's just so open with every nugget of information he had, and not just for me. Like, it was an amazing thing for everyone to have him around, and to have his support on this journey was incredible for all of us, and for Roz and I to sort of mine his brain whenever we needed to tell us what they're actually going through their heads in these situations, because nobody knows the answer to that except Paul. So it was incredible.
And Stanley, your character meets Marie at a point in her life where she's very open to a relationship, and there's a real poignancy to the relationship. Can you talk a little bit about what you and Matt and Arash talked about the importance of this relationship to the story that you guys are telling here?
The egos. Yeah, it's loosely based on the relationship that she had towards the end of her life, and really, it's I suppose in some way he's the comic relief of the film, which I didn't anticipate, but it was, it shows clearly another side of her that you see with her friend, but then you see this very sort of amorous side of her at the end, and I think it was really lovely. And for me, it was just a great experience to work with Roz, whom I'm a huge fan, but also to work with Matthew, and unfortunately Jamie had to be around a couple times, so that was, other than that, it was fine. No, it was a lovely experience, and to be able to be part of a story that's so important was a great experience.
Can I just chime in here? Because, as an actress who's taking the central role of the film, in this climate, one of the hardest things is finding good men who are prepared to support that central actress. because there are plenty of guys who will sign up to play the lead, play the supporting role to a lead man. Not so many who will sign up to play the supporting role to a lead female. So I thank these guys so much. I mean, so much. You know, the fact that, you know, Jamie signed on having been, you know, the lead in a trilogy of films, which we all know about. You know, support a woman in a different way. And Stanley, you know, Marie at this point, Marie was a huge romantic. You know, that was one of the things I was so drawn to. And, you know, she needed at this point of her life a relationship that was mature, that was sexy, that was funny, that was complex. And, you know, when Stanley said that he would play this role, I mean, I just rejoiced. It was so fantastic, and we had so much fun doing it.
We did have a great time. We had a great time. Yeah.
We
The
did.
best bath I've ever had.
But you know what I'm saying is that it you know,
Yeah.
it takes a commitment, because, you know, I've done, you know, I've supported many great men, but, you know, it's, anyway, I was honoured and thankful.
It was an
is what
honor
I'm trying to
for
say.
me. Thank you.
This is suddenly getting
Thank
very
you all for coming. I'm getting rid of it.
Rosamund, I wanted to come to you last because I'm sure everyone will agree it's such an incredible performance at the heart of the film. So moving to see a woman who is so strong, so complex. Can you talk a little bit about what it was about her that really drove, I mean, what is a very passionate, fiery performance at the heart of the film?
You see, saying that makes my heart race. I don't know why I was so drawn to Marie. I guess I felt I understood her in some bizarre way that I'm not entitled to feel, but I did feel I understood her. I mean, she was the North Star through all of it. I felt, you know, as soon as I heard that a film was being made about Marie Colvin, I was very, very interested. And then I thought maybe this will just be hagiography, and maybe we'll just be asked to, you know, admire this resplendent female who's, you know, so brave and brilliant. And then I heard that Matthew was being brought on to direct it, and I thought, well, there you go. You know, there's someone who's going to be unflinching in his gaze on this person, and, you know, he's going to hold the camera where other people would stop, and he's going to wait for that moment that erupts, or, you know, as he does in his documentaries, which I'm sure you've seen. So I suppose in a way I felt that if I was to do this role, it would be an apology for not being her, because ideally he would have made a documentary about her. But then actually tonight, seeing it, I thought, well, but then a documentary couldn't have spanned the years we spanned, because a documentary has to occupy a certain era, and we were able to, you know, tell a story and a journey and a progression, and watch this woman that I've come to love, really. You know, it's a very odd feeling to feel that you know someone who you will never meet. And that's largely thanks to Paul and other people who trusted me, you know, and they didn't trust me easily. It's a hard thing to get people to trust you when you're playing their beloved friend who died very, very recently. I relished the opportunity to put a woman on screen who is so admirable, but not admirable in every aspect of her life. And I think that is so crucial. You know, fundamentally, you think this woman is brilliant, but you're also aware of her flaws and what it cost her. And I think the cost of these extreme professions is so fascinating. And, you know, don't we just goddamn applaud them? I mean, my God, I just look at that and I think, if I had an ounce of that courage, here's to journalists.
I think we've got a couple of microphones in the audience, so put your hands up and we'll come to your questions. Got one here in the middle, if you could go to that, and then one here on the side, please.